Got it.
I'm on the punk.
Right.
Shotgun, I haven't done that for a while.
So it's now that waiting game. Where we wait
We're now behind the curtain, definitely.
Yes, officially. So we just wait till they're here.
I'll just have a quick beer bong before the curtain pulls back.
Yeah.
I'll have a quick bong. A beer bong.
A strawpedo.
Yeah, oh, the old strawpedo.
Science.
It was good,
Oh,
that.
yeah. Strawpedos were good, yeah.
Anybody want to see someone drink a Smirnoff Ice in 3
Do that with the
seconds?
Mad Dog 2020s. Job done.
Fuck it. Hell.
It was mainly like Blue Wicked and stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the way to do it, wasn't it? I sometimes did it with a Pinot Grigio, for old time's sake. A really long straw. Darling, watch this.
Yes, I would love to see you do an entire bottle of Pinot.
I did a pint of wine in one once.
Oh God!
And it was cheap wine as well. The 4 litre bags that you get them in Australia. They're about $10.
Have you ever
I've
done
done
the
half a
yard of
whiskey.
ale? The yard.
No, I want to give that a go, but
I haven't done a yard of ale.
It's a technique, isn't there?
Yeah, you have to twist, I think.
Yeah. That wouldn't help me.
I'm not very good at sculling.
You couldn't do an inch.
But Bryn's stag do I organised was all about sculling. I organised the Beer Olympics.
Nice,
great.
Nice.
We went to about 20 pubs in Tunbridge and we had stopwatches and medals and all dressed up like...
I was even referencing anything we've said there.
No, but someone has said they can hear voices.
Oh, have they? No, that's...
Should we name some people that are there? Ali's
Okay.
there, Dean's there, Tony's there, Stuart's there, Chris is there, Bob's there, Russell's there, Johan, David, Stuart, Dion.
Kamiser, Patrick, Andy, Bob, Tony.
It's his birthday,
Ali.
Tony. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Tony.
birthday, Tony. Okay, he says let's go.
Okay,
Let's
not to
roll it.
mention DC. No one's even no reference at all. They're just chatting away now. No idea. We have voices. Yeah, well, fucking
Okay, I'll roll intro. We'll
go.
just do it raw.
What's the DC reference then? What's that all about? Oh, we got a musician in our midst there. We got Mr. Iverson joining.
Oh,
We're now
Hey!
visually live, as well as audioly.
or
Live.
telepathy.
Three
Yes.
things, Earthlings.
TSV in the house. Welcome to the New Home Show, episode 35. Pickled Rick, part 5. We're joined by the gorgeous Rick from modmaker.co.uk.
Hello.
Is
Thank
it
you for having
.co.uk
me
or
on.
is it org.uk now? A lot of people are doing that.
I don't do that. .org.
It's
I
just
wouldn't
me.
trust a company that does .org.
Shut it. You tart.
Yes.
Actually,
so-
.com as well, Richard. Did you know that?
Yeah,
.com
well,
as
it's good to get your domains in order.
It is.
I think so.
agree.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Modmaker.com, modmaker.co.uk. The man, the myth, the legend, Ric Groved with us, and John's here as well.
Well, cheers, mate.
So we've got an interesting show tonight. Because Rick's here, I have pinched a few pictures from Mod Showcases.
Good.
So we'll show them at the end. Stay tuned right to the end for that. But smash the like button now and change your chat in the top to live chat so you don't miss anything going on in chat. We've got stuff to show. We've got new stuff to show. We've got news, and we've got Mod Showcase at the end. And we're gonna catch up with Rick, see what's going on, what he makes of it all, find out what his corona and lockdown situation has been as well, and all that good stuff. But we'll just crack on for now. I can see John's pouring a can. What are you drinking? What are you vaping, John?
Oh, that was an innocent. And this is an innocent gun. Mangoes on the run. So I quite like that one.
It's okay, yeah. They're all okay, those ones, aren't they? Those innocent.
I like the mango IPAs. There was one in your local.
It's good, isn't it?
Pub that time. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes. It's not sweet. Lots of people.
It's not overdoing the fruit. It's all right. Just a tiny.
Some
little...
of them are too citrusy, whereas the
Perfume.
mango is nice.
Yeah, I don't do the citrusy ones. I can't stand them.
Yeah, I agree. Like, because I find if you've had a really good one with a really good the mosaic hops, then it's really nice. If you get that sometimes Elvis juice just gets me, and I just think, it's too much fake grapefruit. And
It's these sour, these the new trend of these sour IPAs is what does me.
I get you. I could get there's a gooseberry one which you'd like. It's not. It's not.
I love. Yeah, it's just when they're really sour, and it's just like.
It's all right.
It doesn't do it for me.
Oh, what am I vaping? Anyway, I've actually got. This is new since last week. Actually, I have got a production EVL Alien in here with a 1 ohm coil, and in there is a secret liquid that I'm not telling you about, but it's in the Rev 4.
What do you make of that secret liquid?
I need to get myself a billet box. I think.
Good.
It's good.
Yeah, I need a billet box, but
it doesn't make a difference if you get the EVL. If you can get this EVL Alien. Well, I said the other day, I did a quick review of it. It's got one thing missing, which is it's missing all the charming stuff, like the inside of the door's dry, boring.
No good, is it?
Doesn't gurgle.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with all those spare tissues you had to carry around?
I don't know. You can easily refill it without removing the tank. You don't have to put your thumb on a. I've got quite a fat thumb. Trying to put your thumb on a piece of wet glass to try and move it up and down. No dry hits. As I say, if you want something that does what it says, fine. That's what it is. But I mean, it's charmless. It doesn't do any of the extra stuff like drip down your leg or like auto siphon.
Sounds bad to me. I'm not going to bother with that.
Yeah, you're right. The billet box is shit.
No, the tank. Normally, this is good. I really like it.
I like it when you
calling me a
sat
pinhead
there
in chat.
Pinhead.
Because I've got no beard. My face is now like a fucking orange. Head like an orange.
You look
Look
slender.
I said that. Yeah, well, you heard me.
Maybe it's just beard. Maybe you just it's thinning you.
Well, he's got a chin. He's got a chin. So can't you not
Yeah,
around
you never
it
even
'cause you
needed
have
to
got a
hide
chin?
it.
Yeah, most people with a beard haven't got a chin. That's why they've got a beard, like a beaker. They go, yeah, I just want a beard. You want a chin, mate. You haven't got one, so you grew one. I've got I've got crack current in the Dwar.
You've got your smallest tank on your biggest mod. Still not sure
on top
why.
of the MVP5. Because it lasts days and days and days.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Whatever happened to the vapor giant, John?
Still got it. I've got two. We've got 2 vape joints. Yeah, I should get one out.
The nano you got, innit? Yeah.
That's not a nano.
Yes, they're back. Boom! Here all week. Yes, that's what I've got going on. I've had my mum and my stepdad visiting this week, so it's been some classic sound bites. Just do a quick John and Ori. One of them last
Is it
night.
like that Harry Enfield one?
Which one's that?
You don't do it like that.
There's not a lot of that really. Although I put up these lovely old gym ropes as a banister rail at home. It's perfectly fine. I got it. We've been using it for weeks and weeks. It's absolutely fine.
I can say it works. I know it works. I've held it.
Oh, my mum pulled it off the fucking wall.
Did she?
Oh, she went up our stairs like Peter Duncan up the fucking fucking Nelson's column. She was leaning back,
was she double
holding onto
stepping?
the rope.
Was she double stepping?
Man.
No, single stepping, leaning back, yanking on it, and then I heard it move.
Was she
on the way
smashed?
up? What?
Was she smashed?
No, because it was like she was intentionally trying to pull it off the fucking wall, and then she
Quality
did it.
control, John. That's what she was doing, making sure you were safe. She's making sure it worked, and it didn't. It failed.
Maybe that's why everyone else. Maybe that's why everyone else doesn't have a piece of string as a banister.
Rick, you weigh more than her. You didn't pull it off the fucking wall.
I didn't yank on it though. I just used my legs to balance.
Anyway, so new job at the weekend is putting that back on. Last night during dinner, we had a socially distanced dinner in a garden with the in-laws, and we were talking about foreign thriller series like The Bridge and stuff like that. And I said to my mum, you should try one of those Scandinavian type thrillers because you might like them. My mum can't stand swearing and stuff, but I thought, that's probably there's a French one set in Normandy that I think you quite like. It might be called The Killing or The Missing, can't remember. And I was saying that, and I said the only thing, Mum, is you'd have to get used to being quick reading subtitles. And she said, I can read subtitles. She pointed squarely in my stepdad's face, who's wearing 2 hearing aids, and she went, "If that man's in the house, you've always got subtitles on TV," and that was it.
It's called the 2-inch hurdle, isn't it?
What's that?
That's what they call it. People that don't want to watch foreign films because of the subtitles.
Because of the subtitles.
I really like
the
them. I've
2-inch
watched
hurdle.
quite a lot of things lately that have got subtitles in it.
I think they prevent you fiddling with stuff. You
I
tend
like
not
it.
to look at your phone.
It keeps your attention, doesn't it? You have to read it.
We put them on. We put them on anyway.
Yeah.
We just have them on, even though we can hear it, and they're talking English.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Do you really?
Yeah.
Why?
What's the reason?
We kind of don't like it when it gets exciting and the volume goes up.
Oh,
that's
right.
only on American stuff, isn't it?
So we keep the volume slightly lower than that to allow for that, and yet then read as well.
Oh.
Because the downside of lowering it slightly is when they start whispering and stuff. You can't really
I
tell
get
what's-
overexcited watching a program on TV.
It is really fucking annoying. I will agree that they don't set the volume and it just goes. Wah!
Check this out. Now TV, a very big platform, backed by Sky, doesn't have subtitles.
Do not.
How are they getting away with that?
That's no good for the deafies, is it?
That's literally like prejudice against disabled.
That really is bad.
And it's been like this for like 6 years.
Blind people don't get a handout, do they?
They get there's things on.
Well, they can hear it.
Yeah, you can. You can. On Netflix, you can press audio description. It will play. You can watch Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Because I was just going to say, when I used to get home pissed when I was like 18, 19, they used to put on David Attenborough documentaries with the audio descriptions at about 2 o'clock in the morning. And shitface lying on the sofa listening to David Attenborough and some woman explain, you don't have to look at the TV. I was that wankered. On the screen right now is a small blue fish being chased by a small yellow fish.
Well, you got him from the pub wankered and you didn't put Babe Station on.
No.
Live TV for a bit of topless dart.
Channel 5. No, the last thing I was going to say. Someone said someone's last words the other day, and they were really poignant. I can't remember who it was, but they did. And I remember reading a list of famous people's last words, and Adam Faith had died about 2 years before, and I'll never forget his last words. He was watching Red Shoe Diaries on Channel 5.
Illegal briefs.
He had a massive heart attack just after uttering the sentence. Channel 5 shit. That's amazing. What's the last thing you said? Channel 5 shit.
He's not wrong. They don't even have the cricket highlights now.
Yeah, that's pretty. Adam Faith's last words. Love it. Anyway, Rick,
do you know? I've just this because you mentioned Babe Station. Do you know Babe Station actually got a complaint for showing slightly too much?
Who was watching it and going, whoa.
That's amazing, isn't it?
What do they do?
There was an accidental, because it's mainly top half. There was an
Right.
accidental bit of bottom half.
There's never any bottom half, I don't think. It's all
There's
just
a bit of bottom half accidentally became visible, and they got an
and
actual
someone
complaint.
complained.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that day 700 of watching Base Station ready to complain?
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa, that was funny.
Put it away, love.
This is not what I was expecting. Gerald,
we're
come
not
have
here
a...
for that.
Yeah. Press rewind on that remote. Watch this.
Pause it.
Disgusting.
What's the phone line?
Rick, what are you drinking? What are you vaping?
I'm drinking Punk IPA.
You nearly said Babe Station then, didn't you?
Is it even still on? I don't know. I'm too old for that sort of malarkey. So yeah, I'm drinking Punk IPA as ordered. I'm supposed to get pickled. I'm not pickled yet though. I'm only I'm about halfway there. I'm 2 cans in.
Oh, okay.
I'll have a go. I'm still. I'll try my best, buddy.
No, don't worry.
What am I vaping? I'm vaping on my Scott Bonner Terminal Effects mod with a Convergent on top, which I found earlier. I thought I'm going to give that a go, and in that Deep Rooted Reserve 64 or 64 Reserve. Sorry.
Yeah, lovely juice.
It is lovely. Yeah, it's different, and I've got I dropped my squonker. You know, I made that resin printed squonker. Look, this is it now. You can't really see it. The light's not good. There, it broke.
Yeah,
I dropped it and it shattered. So I went and reached for another one, and I got one Ryan Door gave me ages ago, the old Brewdog one.
That's the nicer the finish on those sort of squonkers, the more likely they are to break like that, aren't they?
Yeah, mate, it's no problem. Look, I've printed off another. I've got 3 more bodies here that I printed off, so I've just got to sand them down and put it back together. But I reached for that, and it's a beater that's been with me for years. I haven't used it for quite a long time because I've had so many others. But yeah, got that out, and it's working straight away. Stuck the juice in it, battery in it, job done. Can't go wrong, can you?
You can't, can you?
Old school's best school, mate. That's what I reckon. These skonkers, and in that, I've got my blackcurrant, which I mix myself.
Nice.
Proper.
What about you, Richard? What's going on?
Right, drinking Ghost Ship. Cheeky 4-pack.
Yeah.
What can you do? And vaping on a selection of things. Still got the launcher on the go. I don't know if you saw this, Rick. Amazing sub-tank. They turn the whole thing upside down. The coil comes out the top.
An RDTA then?
No, it's a sub-tank, but the coil comes out the top. It's amazing.
I liked it. You've got the review to. I haven't watched it yet, but I did see it pop up, and I will definitely do it.
Also, it looks like an RTA. All sub-tanks' jobs should be to look like RTAs. Yes. Why do they have to look that way? Why do they have to be bright blue and bubbles?
Yeah,
and...
I agree. Yeah, it should just look like an RTA. Why not?
I thought the sub-tank back in its day, the original sub-tank was all right.
Yeah, they looked all right, and then they went crazy. So still using the launcher, going to use this coil out. It's going really well, and I think it's a great tank, great sub-tank. Using this, just done a video for this as well yesterday. Big screen jobby. It's got the old buttons, the art buttons. It's the Lux 2 from Vaporesso. It's all right. It's pretty good. I mean, I don't know. It's weird though, because whenever you touch the screen or any part of it, it's not happy. So you can't really finger fire it right-handed.
Really?
I don't know. It's weird. I mean, you can just ignore it, but I don't. When the screen changes, I always look. I don't know.
How?
It's a funny one. It's a funny one. In there, actually, I've got Can Only Be Graham. I've just put a little bit in. Very nice juice, that is. Very nice. And it gets better. You can vape it straight away, but it does get better.
Oh, I'm intrigued.
And then I've got the Boost Plus, is it? The Boost Max or something like that. But it's a Boost. They're brilliant, these.
Is it the third version now?
Something like that. It's the 18651, basically.
Oh, okay.
But it's great. It's great. They're just great. And
Does it come with the RTA? No.
No, you buy that extra.
Oh, okay.
But it's just good. It's just good. I mean, if you don't have the budget or the desire for a billet box,
fuck off.
Rather than trying to replicate a billet box, which no one's really done. If you just want an AIO that vapes well, and
I agree.
Go for something like this over trying to get a billet box imitation or inspired by, go for something like this. I mean, it's absolutely bulletproof. That's the whole point of this range, and it just vapes amazing. It's really well done. As soon as I put a good juice in there, I put Isabel from Regency. As soon as I put a good juice in there, I reminded myself how nice a kit it was. So I'm just working my way through all those coils.
Yeah, it's it's a hard. I get asked the question quite a lot about sweeteners and flavourings and stuff, especially when it comes to coils, because people buy. Well, it does buy it for me, but anyway, people buy shitty juice and then they blame it on the coil. The coil did this, the coil did that, the coil only lasted 2 days.
Yeah.
Garbage juice. How much was the liquid? £5 for 100 ml. That's going to happen. It's just going to happen.
I think, for me, it's quite a specific problem because from way back when, and just in general, people send me juice.
Yeah.
And some of it I love, and some of it I don't. But I've got this natural tendency to sort of try and use the stuff I don't love. So if I'm armed, I'm just doing a little work vape, a little low wattage thing or whatever. I'll use one of those juices, and then you fall out of love with the actual device because you're using this juice that you don't love, and then as soon as you put a good juice in, you remember how good it is.
I get sent constant. I might do a giveaway at some point. Sometimes I get sent unsolicited concentrates. People just send me like 30.
Yeah.
What do you think of these? I don't know. Well, as long as the plastic's recyclable, it'll be fine. Because they're only going in the bin. I don't know. I didn't ask you to send me 30 fucking concentrates. When the fuck?
So many vapes are really good now, but the thing that you've got to get right is the juice. I had a guy PM me on Instagram because he had a coil head that only lasted 2 days, and it turned out he was using Max VG in a little 30-watt coil, and it just didn't. They can't wick that, and so they burn out, and it's getting your juice right is massive, absolutely massive.
70-30 will get you away with 90% of stuff.
Yeah, most of the coil heads can do 70-30 now, but it's the Max VG ones where they've really tried to make it Max VG.
If you do want to order 70-30 and you're ordering from just that Nicky just ordering a kit, just pop that in the comments. I'll make it 70-30. Thank you.
Very nice, very nice. So that's what I'm vaping and drinking. What's in the news, John?
Right, kind of got two, and then I'm going to kind of go the first one, then the last link I sent you, because it explains the first one better.
All right.
Oh, let me. No, don't. No, that'll be the. It'll be the third one. It's fine. Sorry, the third one's back to that bottom.
It's all right. I always put it up once you start.
Okay, so this is going to be the Daily Mail with the teens vaping.
Ooh.
Are you ready for the Daily Mail to use bullshit statistics? I think we all are.
Yeah, riveted.
Yeah, we are.
Daily Mail headline is teen vaping dropped by a third. They put that in capital letters in 2020. But 3.6 million middle and high school students in the US still use e-cigarettes, CDC reveals. Between 2019 and 2020, the number of teens who vape fell from 5.4 million to 3.6 million. I'll put an asterisk here. They haven't. Asterisk continued. Surveys are mainly bullshit and only show you a tiny bit, and then they multiply that. Less than 20% of high schoolers and about 5% of middle schoolers now report using e-cigarettes. In 2019, thousands of young people developed a lung illness linked to vaping.
Thousands have.
Thousands, but has already been fucking shot in the head. It was vitamin E acetate. More than 60 died through the condition, which was traced to marijuana vapes. Thanks. The FDA regulators banned.
Well, at least they got that bit right.
They did have that. I don't know why they. Yeah, it's where people stop reading.
They still lumped the cannabis with vaping, though, didn't they?
Again, yeah. FDA regulators banned some flavoured e-cigs to combat youth addiction, but most still use flavoured. Most, I don't know. Still use flavoured disposable devices that were not prohibited. Anyway, it fell dramatically. They think that the vaping-related illnesses and deaths may have scared off some kids. No, but believe other factors contribute to the drop, including a higher age limits and flavour bans and product bans and vape shops shutting. In a national survey, just under 20% of high school students and 5% of middle school students said they were recent users of electronic cigarettes. The biggest problem I've got with this
is very honest, aren't they, these high schoolers?
Yeah, but they're championing something that how is it? It doesn't seem like a good thing. I don't know. We've had the discussion before, but what would you rather your kid did? Would you rather find a pack of cigarettes or find a vape? If you had to.
Vape
all day.
You just would.
It's good for you.
Yeah, I think it's good for you.
It's good for you. It's like finding a packet of vitamins.
It's like vaporizing cough medicine, isn't it? See,
it's for you. It's
a Red Bull for your brain.
They go back to the thing. Federal health officials believe measures like the public health media campaigns, price increase and sales restriction deserve credit for the vape decline. The age limit for sales is now 21, but they also not acknowledge that the outbreak probably played a part. as in that people were in lockdown. The CDC's Brian King said sales started falling in August when national music. Oh, sorry, it was the outbreak of lung diseases. Sorry, in August they started falling. It's possible that some of the heightened awareness could have influenced decline in the use. By the year's end, they reiterate, more than 2,600 illnesses and close to 60 deaths are reported. Close to 56. It's close. That was the exciting thing.
I tell you what, though, every time I see something like that and it says 1 million high schoolers vaping, I always just think, great, 1 million high schoolers not smoking.
Not smoking, yeah.
Yeah, you got to look at it like that as well, because
if they're that stupid,
we were smoking at school.
Yeah.
They tried to vape, you know.
I was smoking at the age of 12.
Probably coughed a lung up doing it.
If they're that way out, if they're stupid enough to try vaping, they would be stupid enough to try smoking. So
perfect. Yeah. And that is what it is. It's literally stupidity and a hell of a habit to
kick. It's the folly of youth, John.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I did it.
It's funny.
We're going to skip the next one.
But there's not one single news outlet that's been a proper news outlet that's been prepared to flip it on its head, has there?
No, the Guardian have tried it twice or 3 times to be slightly positive, and I think the Independent did once. But the garbage, and they have got their own problems. I'm not being a fucking lefty nightmare. They've got massive fucking problems as well because they've doing some shit.
Well, we all know it's only since it's all media. The big media companies are only about the sensationalising things, aren't they?
Yeah.
All clickbait
absolutely.
and attention grabbing, not fact. So
here we go for another non-fact. We're going to go with the other Daily Mail one, which is skip one.
Okay.
Medical Express. Go down. This is quite an important one because we're going to now agree with the Daily Mail, sort of. Daily Mail: e-cigarettes can they capitalised can worsen heart and lung conditions and must not be considered harmless. No one did that. Government report finds e-cigarettes do pose a risk to health. No shit. A major review of their safety has found vaping can worsen heart disease and lung disorders. Don't remember telling anyone to do it. While the risks posed by inhaling flavoured ingredients are still in inverted commas unknown, according to government-backed research. The Independent Committee of Toxicity of Chemicals in Food, Consumer Products and the Environment, TOT, said e-cigarettes should only be used as a stop-smoking aid. Yeah, no, don't use them to mix ingredients to make a cake. Come on, people. The report warned users
you could use it or concentrates to make a cake.
No, not to actually use the mod to stir it. Don't do that. The report also warned users who do not already use tobacco products risk negative effects on their health by vaping. We've included that. It's about reduction.
You know, but still, like John, all these years on, nobody has died from vaping. So how the hell can it even be considered bad for you?
We're not doing that, but we call it. It's also
we have to call it harm reduction. I do, yeah.
Which is fine.
I still haven't seen any evidence of harm.
No, but if we were talking, if someone had got COPD and they said, "Should I vape or stop smoking or stop anything and doing anything?" In an ideal world, stop everything.
Yeah. In
an ideal world, we don't live in that world, but so then it has to be harm reduction, which is what we've always said. Health threats to bystanders were considered low. Depends. If you moan at me, they will go up.
Yeah.
But people can suffer an increased heart rate from high nicotine exposure. Nicotine speeds up your heart and things, but we know that. If stood close to someone vaping, total bollocks, it said. Professor Alan Boobis, that's what I'm going to call him, chair of the COT,
Boobies.
said it's BOOBIS.
Alan Boobies.
Boobies said it was wrong to consider devices harmless. No one did. He said our assessment on e-cigarettes largely reinforces the scientific consensus to date on their relative safety. While not without risk, they are significantly less harmful than smoking. This is hidden in the article. On the types of effects, our assessment shows that e-cigarette users might experience a similar type of effects on their health as can occur from smoking conventional cigarettes. No, such as an increase in signs of respiratory and cardiovascular disease. Yeah, this is the dead lung cells thing, particularly in those who suffer from these conditions. That's somebody with a condition. Or local irritation, such as a burning sensation in the throat, nose, or eyes. I don't, yeah.
There's things that are perfectly healthy that can worsen those conditions.
Yeah.
Going on a treadmill. Or a
Uh,
pre-existing heart condition.
Going on a flight, if you've got a pre-existing heart condition or a lung condition, you definitely shouldn't fly anywhere. If you're using recycled air, especially on a plane.
It doesn't work. You can't just take really poorly people and say, well, it's still
ridiculous.
poorly.
He does
Walking along a main road is worse. Let's face it.
Yeah.
He says, but our study does provide reassurance that the health risks to bystanders from the vapor is generally low. Oh shit. The report was ordered by the Department of Health to assess the potential risk of e-cigarettes to human health. Blah, 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 total bollocks. It's quite a weird one. But no one ever said they were. They are, well, fine, if we consider them of relative low harm. Hot coffee is about as dangerous. I'm okay with it.
You've got more chance of a battery damaging you than the actual nicotine or the vapor, haven't you, in a mod?
I actually wanted to check. I think it's more dangerous. I think a sunbed should come with the same or more stringent safety
much more
warnings.
dangerous.
Much more dangerous.
Yeah,
that's what I think too.
It's. I'm surprised. I genuinely to this day, I am more and more surprised they didn't jump on the battery thing.
Rufus Kane says he can spell his name on a calculator. Boobies. Mr. Boobies.
But I'm genuinely shocked they never jumped on the battery thing more, because that's the only real way you can injure yourself with a vape.
John Hostad, who's in chat, says I have COPD and my condition has lessened since vaping. That's fantastic. And as I said further up, I totally get it's no one's decision but your own, and it is about reducing harm. And if you find it doesn't make you feel any worse, then and it seems to, when you feel it's definitely improved, I think that's great. That's fine.
I mean, can it actually improve your lung condition, vaporizing VG and PG? I mean, it's not a bad substance.
No.
Well, if you stop smoking as a result.
Well, of course, if you stop smoking, yeah. But actually, could it be beneficial? Could it
Not
be?
really. They're basically, you really want to lean towards inert in these things, because the one thing that would be absolutely true, not so totally, the fine hairs that I bored the shit out of everybody with before in your lungs that are burnt off from smoking are not burnt off through vaping, because the heat is so much drastically lower, so that they grow back. So you could now remove debris from your lungs that you couldn't. That's what they do. They kind of hand to hand pass debris, so then you go cough it out. But you couldn't, as a smoker, you couldn't do that. It would sit on the bottom of your lungs. So. But that's not PG and VG. They're not. People might say they're antibacterial. That's not really true. Not in there. It's not worth talking about, basically. But inert is fine. And I think we know if you bend towards the perceived dangers of nicotine, that definitely speeds up your heart. But if you've got heart disease or certain heart conditions, you can't drink coffee.
No, same thing.
Yeah, well, coffee, it gives you palpitations, doesn't it?
It's a stimulation. Yeah, it's the same. You shouldn't have nicotine either. So, yeah, it's a funny one. This one's quite interesting.
What's the medical journal saying, John?
We're on the Medical Express. Yes. Researchers draw more links between vaping, smoking, young people, and coronavirus. I had to go and do some extra added research on this because I just thought that's quite interesting. The scientific explanation behind this is complex and not yet certain. Well, wait, they're not sure about that, but it may boil down to an enzyme known as ACE2 that lives on the surface of many cells in the lungs and serves as the entry point for coronavirus. That is absolutely true. Evidence shows that people with chronic inflammatory illnesses, vulnerable older adults and those who smoke or vape all have an abundance of ACE2 receptors proteins to serve as a gateway to the deadly virus. Again, they said they weren't sure. In the second paragraph, they confirm exactly what they do. That's quite weird. A research team at the University of Rochester Medical Center, led by Irfan Rahman, PhD, published a series of studies during the pandemic that focus on the vital role of ACE2, which is already at the center of many other scientific investigations to shape a clearer picture of the critical cellular mechanisms that regulate the deadly virus and its links to vaping. They've added the last bit of that sentence. At this point, we're going to fuck it off. The reason I'm going to fuck off that article is because the Medical Express, again, have a contrary argument to their own argument. It's quite weird. This is the second one. Oh, no. Did I send you the same fucking one twice? I fucking did. That is amazing.
Just tell us about it.
Okay, so ACE, I can do that. Right, so ACE2 is this protein that seems to be more prevalent in smokers' lungs, and specific people's lungs, which could serve as the entry point for COVID. It's basically when somebody coughs or it's in the air and you inhale it, think of it like Velcro. It could stick to it, take it in. But they cannot work out whether it serves as a receptor or the CE2 proteins also absorb nicotine. And what it might do is shield these CE2 receptors with nicotine from a virus. So there's two fields of thought. Oh, it could do nothing at all. But the issue they've got is that they don't have the figures to say whether smokers or non-smokers are more susceptible or less susceptible. They also don't know how long CE2 proteins hang around after you've stopped smoking. So they substantially decrease after not smoking for 6 months. But substantially decreased doesn't mean they go back down to a normal level. It means they're substantially decreased.
They don't know if
it's beneficial or negative.
But they're gonna. Why are they even talking about something they don't even know anything about?
Because the Medical Express is a piece of shit who are just a fucking mouth for Big Pharma. They're not. It's not actual interest.
It's just aimed at vaping again, isn't it?
They say maybe, could, all at the beginning of the article, and then they confirm their own hypothesis in the second paragraph. It is absolutely stupid.
The pointless discussion without any facts.
Well, this AC2 is the exact same receptor that the French were looking at when they started using nicotine replacement therapy on patients.
Yeah,
they were trying to increase these ACE2 receptors in people because they felt it might be beneficial. The Chinese are also of the same theory, but it's a really difficult thing because the figures coming out from China on COVID-19 are not accurate in any way. They don't have a shared source, and not only that, they're biased. So we've got this really, really weird thing. And the problem is shitheads will take advantage of this. So when you look at... So this is going to come up a lot more. The reason I did this in the news today is when you see ACE2 receptors, you need to know what they are, and these proteins, and just go and read up on it, because it's literally right down the middle. It's 50-50. So it's not worth discussing. But we need to be armed with that in your head somewhere if you fancy it. Go and find an article on this link between AC2. There does seem to be a link, but nobody knows what it is. Definitely seems to be erring towards smokers are way, way, way more likely to have heart disease and, current smokers.
Poor health.
And COPD. You could also have undiagnosed COPD or some form of pneumonia. So, and heart disease, the initial beginning of heart disease is missed a lot by people, general people. It's easy to miss. So by the time you've quit smoking, you may already be affected by something like the beginning of COPD or the beginnings of heart disease. So you need to go into a data overdrive. But the point at the moment is it's 50-50. And we shall see. But that was it.
Very interesting. Okay,
News out.
dokie. We got some new stuff. Should we have a look at some new stuff? Okay.
Let's do it.
New stuff. All right, I'll load it up now, and then it can be slowly rolling in on your feed. Yes. So I don't know if there's a Chinese holiday or a window of time, but it's been noticeably slower this week and last week on new stuff. So they all have highs and lows and stuff like that, and they used to ramp up production on new stuff in line with expos, but there are no expos at the moment, so I don't know what the current situation is, but there's definitely noticeably less stuff the last 2 weeks than previous. Anyway, first one is this dinky cool thing from Vape that we've showed before.
Actually, it's not fuck ugly.
It's a pod AIO thing, but it looks like a mech.
I do remember you saying it.
They did the brass one and stainless steel one. It looked like just a little mech, a cool little mech, like a lot of people were using, like little mouth to lung and an 18350 type mech situation. And it's pretty good and it's pretty cool. And they've now released it in various colours. Is basically what they're saying with that.
It's not bad.
It's still, I would say, people check out the actual metal ones because they look way cooler. Damn Vape, I've got a new RDA. I can't tell if it's a new RDA or they've added some new caps for their RDA. I just thought that's very old school, isn't it? Everyone used to do that, didn't they? Slam caps and cloud comp caps, and that used to be the thing, didn't it?
Yeah, before that, we just used to take a drill to the caps.
Exactly, yeah. I remember making a really bad job of a tobe.
Yeah, they all used to be really small holes, didn't they, years ago?
Yeah, but I didn't have a vice, you see. So
no, I fucked up loads of trying. It's hard to drill stainless. It really is. It's hard stainless, like Atties use as well.
You need. Yeah. I think I heard you need like the jeweler's drill bits or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, I just made a mess of mine.
Yeah, so did I. This is pretty doody though. This is new-ish from Lost Vape. It's the Thelma. And this is out now. You can actually get this. This is around. And it's just a really sort of funky looking AIO system. It's sort of narrow and squarey as opposed to, all the little deck of card shaped ones. It looks pretty funky. I think there's a decent RBA available for it as well.
I don't know. That looks like you could drop kick it.
Yes. Yeah, it's sort of OBS Cube-esque or something.
Yeah, looks hardy.
Yeah, I don't mind that as a sort of work vape.
I bet they do a bastard ugly one in leather or something.
I'm sure. I haven't seen that many pictures of this yet, but it's now reaching people's hands, so there's more and more pictures around of it. OBS is the next one. They seem to be going backwards a bit. OBS after a spate of semi-decent stuff, they seem to just be falling in line with everyone else now, and they have an AIO about to come out, the Cabo.
So many, man.
Again,
How many?
I know, it's just another square rectangular thing with a tank on top. It's just another one.
Why do they keep making the same thing? All these Atties and mods over the last 2 years have just been the same thing. They're just different names on them.
I don't.
That is really like 4 years ago.
It literally just is what it is. It's just a coil, a sub-tank coil on the top of a square.
Yeah.
And the only difference is from 4 years ago, you can't change the thing on top. It's literally going backwards.
That is, I would definitely look. That looks like a 4-year-old thing. Yeah, no.
It's I don't know. I think, like I said a few weeks ago, definitely the Chinese companies are more and more aware of what products are selling better than others from other companies, and it seems like because the Vinci sold well, Vinci,
that's exactly what that looks like.
Everyone's copied it. But I don't know what they expect. They expect everyone to throw the Vinci away and get this. I don't get it.
I don't know. It surprises me they're making so many different mods and Atties that are the same.
A mouthpiece as well. I've never got that.
Yeah.
I don't know why the fuck you look like you're gonna play like I don't know, a musical instrument. It's really weird.
It's like an ocarina.
Yeah.
Electric ocarina. Yeah, you just have to grow dreads and go check this out, guys. Hey guys, I've got myself an electric ocarina. Watch this. It's going to be really great.
Another AIO from Smoant. This is it's actually Mike Vape's picture. He's done a video for this. If you're interested, this is the Smoant Pasticcio V2. But again, it's an AIO. It's a tank.
Yeah, I was going to say it's hard to be nice about it.
Yeah, I hear that it vapes well, but it's just.
Is there any mods and that don't vape well now?
There's the odd one,
That.
but on the whole,
They mainly do though, don't they? They're mainly all right now.
It more now comes down to what you want from look, feel, size, battery life. You know, it more comes down to specs really. This is an interesting one. Watofo have converted their Next Mesh tank, Next Mesh sub tank. They've converted it into a proper RTA.
Okay.
They've literally just it's coming out as the Next Mesh Pro, but you can get it now with the actual full rebuildable deck, and it is a full RTA deck. It is a proper deck. You know, it's not a compromise. It's not a plug-in little rebuildable piece. It's an actual whole new base, actual deck.
And you can just upgrade. You can just get the deck.
I assume so.
Hopefully,
this is the first picture, but yeah. I hope you can buy this base on its own if you already have the tank, or I don't know. Maybe it's just coming with this kit. I don't know, but it's a proper RTA. It must be quite a neat tank if you literally can just switch the base and suddenly you've got an RTA. But I thought that was all right, and that's a good deck. That is a good deck. 2 posts, slanted back, a lead in each, coil down the middle. That's a good deck.
No, I don't hate it. I see Mick President in chat. There's now new anymore. It's all been done. But the trouble is, there is quite often you'll be sat there, and there is a lot of room to move if people want to.
The launcher was really clever in terms of new. Like no one's ever done that, where the entire coil comes out the top.
Every so often, I'm sure Rick does so much. Sometimes I'll be sitting there in the evening and I think, why has no one ever done that? And then 2 years later, somebody does it. But that happens all the time.
Yeah.
You think, someone just needs to do this. Or I just haven't got. I can't draw for shit, but I have an idea in my head and think, that's a really good idea.
It's it's because so much stuff comes out. There's so much stuff. So you have to look at 30 things to see one new thing. You know.
Yeah, and I agree. I think the other thing is there's obviously especially from China, they're knowing what's trending, and unfortunately that causes a time delay where they go, this is going really well, so we'll start making this. So you end up with the same shit 6 months down the line.
Yeah. Tesla have had a go as well. This is Tesla's latest thing. This is the Invader X, and it's a square with a tank on top. You can't change the tank, you can only change the coil, and it's got the same sort of drip tip, and it looks the same as it's another AIO, same shape, same crack really.
Isn't that bad? That was not a bad looking one. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
I had a Tesla and I broke it. So.
Yeah, it's another one. It's their go at it. This is pretty, and again, I struggle to follow Ultrona and what their situation is. So I don't know if this is an old mod, new mod.
Let's come say hello.
Hey!
And he's just got back from Taekwondo.
Tilly. You got to guess.
Can I say hi?
You say hello. Look, Tilly wants to say hello.
Hey! You're live on YouTube, Tilly.
Yeah, we are live.
Let's go shit.
So this is Ultrona's latest thing. I don't know if it's a revamp or a restabilization of an existing thing, but it's quite a pretty stab wood single.
It's not
cell
bad.
mod.
Have you got an RRP on that?
They always come in around the same. They always come in about 85.
Okay, see, sort of what I would class as mid for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a nice shape. It's a nice design. I don't know what that fire button would be like.
I don't want to feel the weight of it, just to see if it's made of anything worth having.
Yeah. It's
not bad. I don't think
stab
it's a
wood.
bad fire. I'm okay with that. You're there, right? You hand round and fire from here, which I'm okay.
Yeah, it's kind of.
They've been moving buttons around and it's weird.
It's kind of that, isn't it?
TSV likes the green one.
Yeah, I like the green one.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's an actual thing. This is from, I presume, a new company. This is Vapex. and they've got a new thing. This is a 21700 pod mod.
The Vapex.
Just what the market needed.
Just what we needed. It's a 21700 AIO. It's quite a big one compared to your typical. It's got a fancy dial style.
Oh,
airflow.
fuck! I haven't got a word. Sorry, that's fucking horrible.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, it's weird.
Why is that on the side?
At least if they get these people with pods using real batteries in them, it might push them towards buying a real mod.
Is the big disc a fire button?
No, that's the airflow, I think.
Oh my god.
The fire button's the other side above the screen.
Honestly, if you showed me that, I'd think it was a piece of medical equipment.
Yeah, or a walkie-talkie.
Yeah. I think I'd be worried for you either way.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's not a looker for me, that. I mean,
really
each to
weird.
their own. And it's not even small. I don't get
No,
the
it's
point of an AIO
gigantic.
that's not small.
Is it only with is that dual 21700?
No, just 21700.
Jesus Christ, that's massive. Unless that says very small hand.
No, it's not. It's not a small hand.
Oh, good to God, then. He is fucking horrible.
So
No, it's not a small hand. If it's
well,
Chinese,
it's Rip Tripper's hand, and he's 6'3", isn't he?
It's Rip Trip. Oh, I forgot Rip Tripper's back. Welcome back, Rip. You fucking
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to like Rick Trippers. I don't know why people are hating on him so badly all these years.
I don't want
It's
to
just because he does nothing for like the community or anything.
No,
He's
well-
not part of it or anything, I think.
They're just jealous he made so much money, I think.
Oh, that's always but that's just okay. I won't even go into that. It's just a fallback position. Nothing to do with that. I just think he's a bell end. That's the end. Nothing to do
Yeah,
with
well,
that.
he's a bit, but it was pretty fun to watch early days.
Oh, no.
You know, watching about for coiling things and stuff. He used to do stuff like that, coiling up and
Yeah, years ago. I think I fell in with. I think I probably watched him like early doors, to say like 8 years ago, and then started watching Scott. I get you, just because it was somebody who made sense to me, especially with the close-ups. They were so much better. And then when I wanted to know how not to do it, I just went over to Mark Todd. You work out how to make a shit coil, and it still works.
Yeah, I
Top
never.
for the dog.
I've never had a problem with Rip, really. He charges a lot of money, but he's got the biggest channel. So I mean, that's how it works.
That's what you aim to be if you're a vape reviewer, isn't it?
If you've got a massive audience, you can afford to charge a lot of money.
was-
I
And
don't
it's
like it
worth
when he.
that money too. It's worth it.
I don't like it when he throws vaping under a bus with some random nonsense about.
What was the other nonsense he believes in, which isn't he?
Dry hands.
No, he's
He's
got
into all that Reiki and stuff now, isn't he?
That's it. There you go. That's total shit. You need to check that. It's fucking absolute shit. That was the thing. Yeah, he had an autoimmune disorder, but it was cured by Reiki. Well, I forget.
Well, this is the power of positive thinking, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, you believe
It is,
this
John. It is.
No.
works. It can work for
No,
you.
it can't.
Yeah, I don't
No.
believe that. I actually think if you power of positive thinking, you can deal with anything.
That's true, but it's not true. And
It is.
scientifically,
It's like the Matrix. If you die in the
Yeah.
Matrix, you die in real life.
yeah,
Because
it's right. It isn't true.
if you die in your brain,
You just got to know to take the right pill, haven't you? I mean, you take the wrong one, you're in trouble.
big time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
TSV says that Ultrona mod with the weird button. He says it's on both sides.
Oh, but it's air. People are saying it's air. Ross said it's air. Bit on the side is airflow adjustment. Awful.
Yeah, no, that is. No, the other one, the Ultrona one, the stab one.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah,
has
yeah.
the
yeah.
button up. He says it's on both sides. That's very interesting.
Oh, okay. Ambidextrous. I like
that
it.
left-handed
Oh, it
sponker,
worked for the
right?
lefties. Oh,
Right, next bit of the show. We've got talking point time.
Talking point time.
Talking point time. There's been a lot of chatter in the last couple of weeks on all the Facebook groups that we're all in, all that sort of stuff. There's been a lot of chatter about price point, affordability, what's too much, people commenting on videos about price. Where do you guys stand? Or a £250 RDA?
It's
Where-
too much.
Where do you draw a line? Is there no line? Each to their own.
I mean, each their own. I don't care. I've no comment. Don't buy it. It's ridiculous. It's never
I
worth
wouldn't.
that.
I wouldn't
Not
buy
worth
an Atty for that sort of money.
Not an RDA. An RDA, I think top end is 120.
Yeah, that's about the most I've ever gone for an RDA, and
RDA,
that would be a bit too high, you know.
Because people say the counter.
Let's hear you in chat as well. Tell us what you.
Yeah. What's the most you would actually pay for an atomizer?
Yeah, good idea. What would you
I think these days it would be £100 for me. If it's something I really wanted.
People use this argument as a counter to it that, well, you don't know what it costs to make, you don't know where it was made, you don't know what these materials cost to source. The machinist is an absolute master. We paid top dollar for this amazing machine. All this stuff, but surely that's irrelevant.
It is, and there are people who can afford more than other people. And I've got absolutely no problem with somebody spending £5,000 on an RDA.
But it's like
if a new car came out that was the same spec as the Fiesta but double the price, and you went and they turned around, well, we made it in Switzerland, so instead of making it in Japan, so that's why it's more. Sorry.
Yeah, the material
wouldn't go and get it.
It's not valid. In my opinion, the material argument isn't valid. Where it's made possibly will cost.
But like I kind of touched on when we were chatting a minute ago. So sometimes you have a thought, or you kind of think, I wonder if we could do that. Sometimes I might be talking to Rick about a load of shit, and then go, blah, blah. And then you kind of talk yourself out of it because you realise that the cost implications of what you thought of, it would work, but no one would ever pay it. Even if you think 250 quid's bad, some of the ideas you might spin that might work perfectly be 400, but it's not marketable because no one would ever buy it. You'd be mad. I wouldn't buy it, even though I know it works.
Some people would. I mean, if you make something good and you charge loads of money for it, there are people.
If you make
but you never cost your cost. But you'll never cover.
If you make it limited numbers, people will buy it.
Yeah,
but you've got to do the prototyping for £4,000. It's not.
Years ago, I was considering making a solid silver mod. It would have been like £1,000 probably.
That's not even it. Even I've seen stuff.
But there would have been 5 of them, maybe, you know. And I think there's somebody to buy anything, you know.
Well, we're getting them in at the moment.
We're getting them in. 140 someone spent on a GT4. Yeah. 80k fun, that'd be the limit.
60.
100. A lot of people saying about 100. The other thing with this whole thing about we've made it in an expensive place out of expensive materials. My kind of
materials aren't expensive. That's not the point. It's where you get it made.
Yeah, the thing that comes straight to my head with that though is, well, Stackwire manage it. Stackwire make it in the most expensive place in the world out of the best materials, and their price is about 120. When it comes to what excuse have you got to be above them?
If you're turning something in, say, titanium, then the money is in the tooling, not the material. Titanium. Everyone's got this fucking idea that titanium is really expensive. It's not
expensive. You buy bikes made out of titanium.
Yeah, but it just dulls the shit. That's cast. But I just mean if you're turning it. But I'm not defending it. But I'm just kind of saying. So Russ Ferguson says, what annoys me is when no one explains the price. Justify it, even if it's limited amounts, exclusivity, etc. I don't care. But have a reason, a USP at the price point. See, I think that's fair. I think it's fair to say, explain why it's that much money.
And there is also this demand, isn't there? I mean, there is. I don't know about everybody else. You were saying there's less mods coming out, Richard. I can tell from my sales that there are less mods being made. Yeah. If they can't make 1,000 and sell them, and they're only making 100 and sell them, there's not much point in them making 20 quid on them.
Agreed. I've got a problem with that. But it's explained. I think the top end, when we're talking top ends, everyone's got a different one. As I say, I kind of 120 RDA is 120. Mick Blizzard's a bit over that. He's gone 140. Addy Keegan got a titanium tank. Just talking about RTAs at the moment, but that's cool. RDA, sorry, but RTA 145. Either. Sean paid 160 for a Dwar. Direct lung tank. They came with 2 extra steam tuner tanks, caps and tips. That's true, but those extras, those are 40 quid each, I think. Once you get the shipping, so you're 80 quid. So that's justifiable.
For me, my limit would be about what Stackwire top out at about 120, I think.
Yeah, I think I could do 120 on RDA that really works. I haven't got a problem with that.
I need to know it was my cup of tea.
Yeah, materials, labour, numbers. It can't be a random number. That's fine as well. The GT4 £200, steam tuner cap and the Alton tank because the PC one lasted 2 weeks. Took my GT4 over £200 though from Rufus Kane.
There's a lot of moving parts in a tank, isn't there?
Yeah.
So there's more parts, more processes. It's never material cost though, even if it's something expensive. It's
I agree.
Not money. There's no money there in the materials.
You see, a lot of people, whenever this comes up on Facebook, people come out with this whole car analogy thing. It's like, well, you can get from A to B in a Fiesta, but a Ferrari's more. I don't think that works at all as an analogy, because a Ferrari, you could literally get the people from Ferrari and they could give you part for part the price difference and the manufacturing difference and the technology advancement of each individual part, and the price of the Ferrari would be completely relative to the price of the Fiesta.
Yeah, I had this argument with whenever somebody does the analogy thing. You need to think of the analogy in your head before you fucking say it. Because I was speaking to somebody a while ago, not a while ago, probably years ago, vaping, and they did the car analogy, and they said they could clone a Ferrari in their garage. And I said, the simple fact is, you fucking couldn't.
Yeah.
You're talking shit. You can't do that. You think you can because you're working off a false prophecy. It is total shit. It makes no sense. And the other one is the house analogy, saying, well, if I buy a house, they were talking about the resale value. If I buy a house, it's going to go up. Well, that be whatever. People need a fucking house. You don't need an atomizer. The analogy fails there. You are wrong. That doesn't work as a fucking analogy.
You're just not getting the difference between a Ferrari and a Fiesta's performance is evident. The performance difference between a nice little budget mouth-to-lung RTA and a K-phone is very much blurrier line,
All three of us have agreed that we don't care what somebody else pays. If you want to pay 240 and you can get it, go knock yourself out.
So what do you think? What do you think about people commenting on videos of expensive gear? I get it on mine.
I don't know why the fuck you do that.
When I review
it's a jealousy. It's a jealousy thing for people who
silly money. That's crazy price.
But I don't watch trailers for Love Island and write this is shit.
No,
there's a jealousy aspect there, and I understand it to a degree. But you know what? They're probably not getting a better vape out of that £500 atomizer than you're getting out of your £25 atomizer.
Yeah.
But they want it. They can afford it. Good luck to them. Fair play.
I don't. I have no comment.
I don't particularly mind people commenting, because YouTube was built on that, wasn't it? The whole point, it was meant to be this community thing. You put a video up, people can comment, and they're entitled to their.
If they commented like people are commenting in our comments right now, the people who watch the show, who are watching it live and writing the comments, nobody's writing anything shitty. It's not that people are justifying. They're saying they want justification, or they're justifying why they wouldn't pay it, and I think that's fine. That's an okay comment.
Yeah, that is.
To just put fucking rip off. It just doesn't give us an idea of what you're saying. If you said that's too expensive for me because I can buy 2 lots of KFC, take my wife out for a couple of drinks, that's why I totally get that. Yeah, fuck it. Don't buy the fucking thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't buy it if you can go and have more fun with that money.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got no problem
with
that.
One or the other. Go and watch a film at the cinema.
Yeah.
Paul Iverson saying the Love Island RDA was great.
It was good.
I find it. It was the one thing. This comes up quite often when I kind of talk to people not in the industry. People are really relative with things when it comes to an RDA, and they or something like that, and they're saying it's 180 quid and that's too much. When you say that other things used to be more expensive than they are now, some people's views are completely wonky. Like liquid actually used to be about 5 times more expensive than
loads
now.
more expensive.
But a starter kit used to be £60.
Yeah, and 10 mil of liquid, 10 mil from America was like 8 quid, like $7.99.
Even 10 mil in the UK was 5 quid.
Yeah, but if you took, I remember chasing liquids back in the day on Liberty flights, like Boba's Bounty. It was like 8 quid, and you were going, "Oh, I got 30 mil, £24."
Yeah.
No one would pay 80 quid for
I-
100 mil
I
now.
remember
You
when-
get fucking shot.
I remember when people started doing 3 for a tenner, and I went, hello. And I just walked back into the shop. I was like, oh, I'll have 3 then.
Well, so I do 4 because I do sell like low. I do sell 10 mil bottles of generic, not generic liquids that I think are decent, that are startery 50/50s, and I talk people out of doing it by explaining the maths. Like, this is 4 for £10. Like, so the co-op does 3 for £10. I do 4 for £10, and I explain to people why that's not value. So you worked it out. So let's work it out. That's £2.50. And then I say, I can give you this 100 mil for $15.99, where you can pay 25 quid for exactly the same thing in 10 bottles. It's up to you. But the difference is I've got the scope to do that.
It's interesting that we all agree on the Atty thing. We all have a limit. We all seem to have a limit.
We have a personal limit. When you've got a good vape and you've got enough stuff, it's after that you don't really need.
My tank limit would probably be about 40 quid more.
The mod thing's the complete opposite, because I can completely understand if a mod maker's had to spend a month working on one thing and it's absolutely beautiful, he has to cost those hours, and whatever that costs, it costs, and I'm completely comfortable with that. But the whole point of making an atomizer is supposed to be, part of it is supposed to be the budgeting of it.
But the market is so much smaller now, especially our market and our bubble that we're in. There's less people spending money on atomizers and mods.
Yeah.
So they can't go and get, it's economy of scale, isn't it? You can't go and get 1,000 of something made. You won't sell them.
Yeah.
So they're probably these 200 quid atomizers. They're probably only getting 100 or 200 made now.
I think Mark Todd did really well with the just getting it right. He got the price right, to get the numbers right, to get the order right, and I think he nailed that. It was
Hopefully,
really,
yeah.
really affordable. It could have been crazy expensive, but he got it just.
I hope he did well with it. I just know that the market's a lot smaller now. People are
definitely
buying things.
Oh, definitely.
Swirling Marcus said my first 10 mil was about £5. You bet it lasted 5 days. Up your nick. It'll last the same amount of time.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Back then, we were using CE4s and 3s, and they were 10 mil lasted ages.
Yeah,
two,
it was
2
12
or 3 mil
milligram.
a day was a busy day, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was 4 times stronger.
Yeah, true.
Max
Let me just go to. Ross Ferguson's a good point. Commenting on a price is fine, I think. I'm not judging what someone else spends, but commenting on if something is what it should be at the same price bracket is part of how good a product is, surely. Yeah, I agree. I think that's what we said.
Oh, yeah, there's now one with commenting. Just
make it constructive. That's all I mean.
Throw away, slag a product off because you can't afford it. It's not cool, is it?
Yeah.
Well, I've done this before on the show loads of times. I've been approached at shows when someone said, "I really want to be one of your customers, but the price is X of your liquids," and I go, "Okay," and they go, "No, I'm not saying I really would," and I go, "Yeah, all right." I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do because I've still got to pay the mortgage, and I try and work it out, and the way I do it is a deal with a supplier and a deal with you, so that they make money from dealing with me, and I make money from dealing with them, and you get a low price. If that's not low enough, there's nothing I can do because
there ain't nothing.
I already dealt it. I've already done everything I could.
Yeah.
Rick,
There's no answer to that, John. There's no answer.
I'm sure it's same you. Let's go to Rick.
Okay. What about it? What about Rick specifically?
Rick, how's it? We haven't had you on since lockdown, have we?
Yeah, I think I came on once, didn't I, during the lockdown?
I think you came on in May, I think.
Oh,
has it been that long? Blimey, this year's just gone, isn't it? I mean, what's happened to this year?
Right off, isn't it?
The missing year in our lives, you know.
Yeah.
It feels so weird because summer's coming to an end. I can't really cope with that.
It's no good. I haven't had any barbecue parties and I haven't been out nearly enough. A bit weird not doing any of the expos or
I know it's
anything
rubbish.
this year, you know.
What's the day-to-day been like though? The Modmaker's carried on rolling, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's just a lot slower than it used to be now. I mean, it's hard going now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to come up with new things, and it's just not what it was.
You've got some things coming through, haven't you? I know you should start doing you got a 3D printing farm on the beginning.
Yeah.
Hardly a farm. I've got two.
You said 3. That's a farm, isn't it? 2.
Well, I've got
3.
2 actually at work. I've got one here as well, but I've got 2 at work.
But you've been doing new battery sleds, haven't you?
This is how tough things have been. I'm trying to come up with new things to do. I've spent 3 months designing 42 different battery sleds using 13 is it? I don't know. Whatever 42 is divided by 3. I made a load of sleds using one set of contacts. Somebody suggested I use these other ones, and they were right. They were good as well. And then I realised I've got another set of contacts that I sell as well. So I ended up redesigning everything. So there's 3 different options of each sled, enclosure sleds. It took quite a long time to print them all out. And
so you've now got like every sled that you could ever want.
There's 42 sleds now.
Wowzers, trousers.
And yeah.
Do you make them to order then?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I do the invoicing in the morning. I set the printer going, and it prints out what I've sold that day, and they go out the same day usually, unless I get a load.
They're fresh.
Yeah, fresh off the printer. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It's really good though, isn't it, compared to having loads of stock just sat around.
Well, yeah, it makes sense, and then you never know down the line when people start using them. Well, they are now. I'm selling them every day.
Yeah.
They'll see how good they are. I mean, I've got them that they fit exactly in our boxes. Down the line, there's more opportunity as well for doing kits. I want to get some enclosures made that are cut with the cutouts, so they're.
That'd be my kind of kit.
I've been asked for kits for years, and I've always
I could do that.
And said, look, choose a box. If you want to be a modder, you've got to mod a box, But I shouldn't have done that. Really, I should have made a kit.
Rufus Kane said the answer is 14.
Well, there you go. I've got 14 different.
14 different connectors.
Yeah, I can work that out on the fly.
In 3 different combinations.
No, it went out of my head.
Yeah, it's good. It's been interesting. I like the way. I'd quite like to take Modmaker more into that.
I think it'd be appreciated, especially by people like me, because I just it's not something I can contemplate. It's stupid. It's like sitting in a cabin I built, but I can't do small fiddly things. Just forget it. I can't do that at all. But I can do this. That's fine. That's it's like Big Meccano. It's fine, but I can't do.
I think that's the way I need to go. I mean, I've got boxes. I've got sleds. I can print those sleds with a holder for a DNA board, so I may as well make an enclosure that's got the cutouts and the buttons ready to go.
Can you do it?
Also, the real nice thing might be that it actually becomes the catalyst. If they make a kit, they might want to go one step further next time. They might get the bug.
But then it sort of comes back around to what I've spoken to you I've spoken to these guys in private before, viewers. About making mods and selling them. If I'm making a kit that's got everything in there, I may as well sell the finished mod, hadn't I? But
yeah, at the same time, maybe Rufus Kane says, could it kits with no soldering would be good.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I have always of the opinion that boards can break, and it's hard going on modders having to service broken boards, and they do break. Displays break all the time.
Yeah.
So if I was to make a mod and sell it, it wouldn't even have a board in it. It would be a mech. So it doesn't break, basically.
Yeah.
Because you sell 1,000 mods, and then 200 of them need displays changed. It can be a nightmare, I'd imagine, for modders.
Last year, you were sort of contemplating diversifying with Modmaker a bit, like maybe selling more vaping related stuff. Is that? Are you still thinking about that, or?
If an opportunity,
and coils and.
Well, yeah, I am. It's actually funny. I was thinking about maybe I'll start making coils and selling coils as well. I mean, I already sell. It seems crazy to me that you'd want to buy a set of pre-made coils. Sorry, John, I know you sell them. It seems crazy to me that you could buy a roll of this for £6 or whatever it is, £5 or £6, and roll them yourself, or you're willing to pay blooming £10 for 2 of them.
I said the exact same thing on a vape day video.
I don't knock anybody who does.
It's like you can get 100. You can get 100 Clapton coils out of this.
There's so many swings and roundabouts in this as well. At the same time,
it's personal user preference. Like, for example, that kit that Rick's talking about, I wouldn't go near that kit. I'm just not prepared to. And wrapping getting a drill out and doing my own Clapton wire, I wouldn't go near. If I pick up a drill, I get cold sweat.
If you kind of if you just as an example, if you use PC coils, there's a reasons to use PC coils. So it might be the consistency in like a 1 ohm 0.25. It will be 1 ohm.
Yeah, it's just
it'll either be 0.99 or it might be 1.01, but it'll be 1 ohm. It won't be nearly. It will be, and it will be tight. The other thing, that's one thing. People don't want to bother at all. They just want to pop the.
I understand that, and some people aren't able to.
Exactly what the other. That was the second point.
And I'm not knocking them. I mean, to be fair, I mean, if you're going to buy an atomizer that uses stock coils, you're going to spend a hell of a lot more than a pair of Claptons at a tenner.
I see. Sean Toop just said just need a coiling rod and decent wire. It's not true. Some people have got
we do.
He only needs a coiling rod.
Yeah, exactly.
He only needs that. I only need that. Yeah. You only need that.
Yeah, but I bend that. Some people send me an extra comment in a thing to bend the legs for an atomizer that I know. Like I won't even name the atomizer because the chap is in the groups and stuff. But I bend it so that he can drop the coil in and cut the legs off. And that's it, and he's done. Yeah. Because he can't. He doesn't have the dexterousness. To do it.
I'll get that.
It does make sense. I mean, you're absolutely right, though. I think you definitely should do it. Definitely do coils.
I mean, I could knock out a load of coils and sell them for £5 a pair. It's no big deal to me at all.
Yeah, I think definitely should.
You've got all the stuff, haven't you?
Yeah. I've got wire and I've got coiling rods and I've got a pair of wire cutters.
I think they're also the other thing. PC coils also do. I've always commented on this. I'm going to mention it. They also mention the fact they write there's a post and a file on their page on maintenance on their coil to prevent you buying more. Which I think there's nobody.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really
good. That's why I wouldn't knock anybody for buying PC coils. They're great people. They're value for money if you consider it.
Value for money, yeah.
Compare it to stock coils. I'll use a fused Clapton for 2 months.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you can.
Before I change it.
It's that classic valuing of your own time thing. The one that always comes up is car wash. Where you drive in and someone's washing it for you and you give them a £5.
Perfect example. Yeah.
It's you give them a £5 and it's like, well, and people say, well, you could just wash it yourself half an hour. It's like, but what price do you value your time at?
Yeah.
I value my time at more than £10 an hour. So half an hour washing my car.
Doing your own windows on your house is another great example of that. Yeah. Am I going to do that on a Saturday and fuck about with a bucket and do all this stuff? And it's going to take me 2 hours to fuck about. Or a guy pops around and does it in 10 minutes. Fuck it, I'll pay him. I'm not bothered. I don't want to do it.
I'm definitely. I used to be more hands-on when I was younger, but now I'm old. That fence blew over at the top of the garden, and it was. I could have fixed it myself. I could have, but you know what? I just didn't want to.
Yeah.
It's like, it's going to hurt my back. It's going to take me a few days of fannying around. It's like, no, I'm going to pay someone to do it.
Mark Todd is in chat with, your dad works for Avon. Oh, this is quite good. He's
probably been drinking. No, Mark's probably been drinking.
That is a very atypical Scottish insult. Your dad works for Avon.
Yeah, my mum actually did Avon when I was younger, actually.
I remember my mum having a Tupperware party.
Oh, my mum did all of that. Yeah, Tupperware, Avon. Yeah, Avon calling. They've knocked on the door.
I never really got it.
No, you do think what did you?
I suppose plastic was quite exciting for them. I don't know.
It was called Oil of Ulay, and I remember seeing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oil of Ulan.
I remember explaining to somebody that somebody started doing that selling thing in like 2007 for Body Shop, and I explained to them what would happen, which is all their friends out of sympathy would buy something the first time, but they haven't got. Once you've kind of dragged the money out of your friends, you're fucked, and they know it.
You know what the modern day
Tupperware parties and stuff. Yeah, that's it. They come around once just for the free wine.
The modern day equivalent now is like diet fads, like powders and shakes, and
protein powders and shakes and stuff like that. You try to explain to them that I've done this many times. Try to explain to people that the business model wouldn't work if it worked.
Yeah.
Just going to grab a quick beer.
Yeah, Slimming World. The accountant for Slimming World would just fuck it off once he realised that it worked. If everybody just got thin and then it just fucked off, it would never work. Weight Watchers doesn't work. That's how you know, because it still exists.
You've got to hand it to Weight Watchers though.
The marketing's off the chart.
They're making smaller ready meals and charging more. And getting
and
away with it.
Like they do this thing, which is a great thing that they'll say to you, and they'll go, "I know what you're thinking. It's 11 o'clock. Shall you have 4 biscuits? Don't have 4 biscuits. Have 4 Weight Watchers biscuits. I'll tell you what's got less calories than 4 Weight Watchers biscuits. Fuck all. That's got what's got less calories.
Biscuits.
Don't eat the fucking biscuits. Leave them
down, Sandra.
And my favourite comment on a forum was how many. I always imagine it with like a Mancunian voice, but I'm going to do Northern, which was this comment which I saw, which was how many points is fruit? Is it always 0? And somebody said, and somebody else on the thing put, yeah, no, it's always 0. And she put, right, so it don't matter quantity and have what you like. And they put, oh yeah, no, it's always 0. And they went, oh, that's okay. Yesterday, I had 9 melons. Fucking hell. Who the fuck's eating 9 melons?
Yeah. The more modern, more sophisticated diets don't allow all that.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Eating a skip full of fucking melon. No, Karen. That is not 0. You can't eat 9 fucking melons, you crazy twat.
We need Rick to come back now, because the next bit is the mod showcase.
Oh, it is.
Here he is, just in time for mod.
I need to have a wee as well.
No worries. Just in time for mod showcase. I'll put it now so we can start looking.
I laughed and accidentally shook up a beer and it went all over me.
The first one. This guy. I know, like you were saying, the amount of people modding and stuff's dropped and general production's dropped.
Oh yeah.
This guy is absolutely prolific.
Which one?
Stuart Carl Liggins.
Oh yes. Stuart's still keeping busy.
Yeah, absolutely prolific. A constant mod maker. The names escape me now. Vape Smarter. It's Vape Smarter, isn't it?
Yeah.
With the little paw print on. Yes. So he's still very, very, very much.
Oh, that's
stuff.
lovely.
That's
I like
nice,
the simplicity of that.
Yeah.
Try and get it on Facebook. I won't be able to get it on.
Get it on YouTube.
It will slow me down. It's too much behind for me. I've done it before.
All right. Well, this is a lovely pink,
I'll watch this. There we
lovely
go.
pink mod.
Oh, that's a nice. Yeah, that's
from Stuart. He makes lovely stuff now. He's done some nice pipes and he's done some nice tube mods as well of late. But this is his most recent piece. Very, very nice.
I do like that. That's good. I just like the fact it's not overcomplicated. I think that's got something to it. Yeah. I'm alright with that.
Yeah, it's nice. You can see the texture in the sort of patterning in the thing. Next one is Buddy Linger.
When it comes up, I'll turn it.
I don't know if I remember that one. I can't bring it up. It breaks my.
All right, I'll turn it.
John can keep showing you. Buddy Linger is calling this the Keris V2 DNA 60 2-tone hybrid stab.
I like the fact he's named it as well.
Amboina Burl.
Amboina.
I'm probably murdering that. But that is stunning. It really is stunning.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, that's lovely. That is, isn't it? Yeah.
And that's a nice tank on top, by the way.
Oh, just nails as well. He's got a tattoo on his hand.
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore.
Did it just for that mod? That's yeah. I think that's the first time he's posted on the group actually, and it's cracking, isn't it? Beautiful.
It really reminds me of who's the? I don't think of a UK guy. Very similar button thing.
What, Herbie or
Herbie? That's the chap.
Oh, he's making lovely. It's got some killer design.
That looks like a Herbie inspiration, but beautiful, and that ergonomic, that organic sort of.
I've always liked
ridging.
That.
I think it's
great.
great.
You know, think of the hand. You know, get those grooves cut in there for you.
Yeah. Agreed.
That is really, really, really good. That is. So that is that one. Next one from Matt
Just
Johnson.
just for everybody else.
Oh, he added something new.
I do know that was a watermark on the hand.
Yeah.
That was a joke. Just for people in chat who are worried, I'm not actually thick as shit. I do know. It's not a tattoo on his hand.
Matt Johnson, a tiny single 18650 DNA 60 mod, stabilised dyed chestnut.
It's John.
Purple,
I've got it.
Black blue resin. That's lovely and very small. Look at the picture in the hand.
Yeah.
Look at the picture in the hand.
Oh, we haven't got that small. Yeah.
That is
iridescent.
Nice.
Oh, I need to back it off, or it's going to just be distorted as shit.
Very, very nice. That is cool. That is very, very nice indeed.
I like the iridescence on it as well.
Yeah.
Very interesting resin in that.
You won't find another one like that. That's what I like.
No. And everyone you ever did would be totally different. Yeah. I really do like that. Yeah.
That is really, really nice. Yeah, that one really caught my eye. And tiny. And this one from Francesco Corbo.
Oh, he's put loads on over the years.
Has he?
Yeah, I've showcased him quite a few times on the show. He uses a lot of natural sort of woods.
How old is he? 9 3/4.
He might be 10 now. It's been a while.
Bless him. But this little tube mod, he said a lot of glue in the process, but you can't tell from the outside. It's absolutely lovely little thing. Lovely little thing.
Oh, yes.
I love that it's got a proper recessed button as well.
He's
always like that.
Using those two-tone woods and putting them together on all the designs he's done. And he's done some wacky designs over the years.
Those inlays, if you had that, if you just pop that on the table of a dinner party, it wouldn't look out of place. It wouldn't look stupid.
Like a pepper grinder, wouldn't it?
Just keep picking it, just keep going, Nan, put it down, you stupid old bag.
That's what these people... No, that's something these modders should think about. Stab wood pepper grinders.
Don't do it, because the internals will be shit.
You can buy the internals already made, can't you?
No, I know, but they're dreadful. Like, the internal...
Reskilling.
You want to go and buy if you're looking for a pepper mill, anybody buy a Peugeot. They're very good.
Do you know what, John? I've had Peugeots in the past, and the gears messed up on them.
Yeah, handbrake on mine was a bit rough.
Mine's about 8 years old. If they're really, but you know, if you've got a decent pepper mill at home, whenever you're in a restaurant, you just go shit like on the table. It's rubbish.
You don't need to in a restaurant. Just bang it. Because there'll always be loads.
Oh, there's always loads of bits. You can just give it a little shake, can't you?
Oh, I just hate all those big fucking lumps of fucking pepper. Like, no one wants that shit on their dinner.
Yeah, we use a spice. I've got a spice grinder, and I just do a pot of ground pepper.
Oh, that's fine. That'll work. Yeah,
it's easy. You just take a pinch out, and you're in.
I like the fact we've gone really to gone real middle class. They wouldn't have a Peugeot. No, the gears
I've had
are
the
rubbish.
Peugeots. They're not as good as you think.
I've got two. I've got a Peugeot salt grinder and a Peugeot pepper. The Peugeot pepper's great, but I did break the bottom. I threw it down the.
One of the Peugeot ones I had plastic gears in. Plastic.
No, these are all metal.
And it was crap.
My mum had a 306.
I had a 306. I've had about 5 Peugeots in my life.
Yeah.
406 was my last Peugeot.
We had the big one that looked like
my dad had a 406.
What was
I had a 106, 206s. I've had a 205.
What was the estate that looked like the Ghostbusters car? We had that.
407.
Could it be? 1992.
Oh, no. I don't know.
I like my old 406. It was my first big car. That was.
Yeah. That's it. That's everything. That's the whole show.
That is, yeah. 2 minutes to go. We did. That was a good.
Smash the like button.
We didn't actually end up with any filler, which ain't bad.
No filler.
All banter.
All killer. No filler.
Oh yes, he's gone for a podcast. That's not a bad podcast, actually.
Yeah. I haven't listened to it myself, but it's the title of a Sum 41 album.
Oh, okay, fair enough. 504, Sean says.
504. They do the really chunky one as well, don't they? The People MVP, People Carrier one.
Oh, lovely.
They went up to like 700s and things like that.
They were the first people to do the electric sliding door as well.
Stuart's gone proper middle class. Le Crusoe. I have a casserole pot by them. They're very good. I haven't got a pepper grinder. All French. All good.
We just get those big sea salt tubs.
Oh, good.
Pour it into your hand and then just go.
Malden, yeah. The old
Malden salt.
That's what we only use Malden at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, pop it in, scratch it, crunch it up with your hands, chuck it in.
Well, we actually have rock salt in our grinder, but I'll just use Malden salt out of the pot. So.
Yeah. Just...
And there's one of those grit bins at the end of the road, isn't there?
Oh yeah, that's good.
Grind up, you can get a bit of that in your grinder.
Yeah, so that's the whole show. Thank you for watching. Smash the like button. Check out the 3 reviews I've made this week as well.
Definitely should. Oh, go over to justadnick.org.uk and buy some Can Only Be One, because I forgot to mention it. But there's loads of really good liquid out there, and it is fantastic. And the Can Only Be Graham is running out fast.
And go to modmaker.co.uk and
or .com. He's got them both. Get over there.
Both, yeah.
Get over there.
If you're not a modder, still go, because you should get some of this.
Yeah, people are coming on and buying the wire every day. It's quite nice.
Yeah. I always big it whenever I get a chance. I love it. I literally have used this whole. Have you looked at that?
Have you used it all?
I've got more. Don't worry. But that says a lot, doesn't it? If you use a whole spool.
Well, I'm still on my second roll in about 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm about the same. I'm terrible.
Yeah.
I'm just doing like.
Yeah, you're doing your exit stances.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you very soon.
Bye for now.